So we're jumping back into the 10-minute pool. Now we're going up against F Lawton 11, and let's see what we can do. I feel like I have a lot of room to increase my my rating today. So let's see if we can keep that rating going up. And against F Lawton, it has been a long time since I've busted this one out. Can I remember Wagon Gambit theory? The idea of this opening is that you play e5, and this is something that really hasn't caught on. I think I'm the only guy in the world that's ever done this, but it's like a Budapest Gambit meets a wing gambit. So if you take, I'm playing knight to e4 with some immediate threat of bishop to b4, and some very dangerous stuff happening. And then white has a whole bunch of interesting replies. Instead, we see e3. Very boring. It appears F. Lawton was not fully prepared for the Wagon Gambit, taking his best, but maybe my opponent does know it. So I'm considering here. I'm sure like c6 somehow is like fine. I still want to go here because I think this is still a pretty big threat. And I don't know. If you ever want to take my pawn, feel free. It's quite likely that the opponent goes back. Maybe they play knight to f3. But my point is that I want to play bishop to b4, where you can't go back with the knight, because then I'm taking too many times. You can't block with the bishop, because I would be taking that. And it becomes a little bit awkward for the opponent. So knight f3 would deal with it, because then if I went here, he could play this and probably be fine. a3 probably doesn't stop this move. I think I'd do it anyway. Let's see what they come up with. I'm kind of expecting that he's going to go back with the knight, because that's what I think most people do. Bishop to b4 would make a threat. He would play here, and then we'd have some fun. We get to calculate knight takes bishop, but also not that move. We just take the bishop and we chill out, I guess. Let's get our bishop involved. This is going to let him go here, and then we can take a bishop, which is kind of cool, I guess. Ooh. Try to see if there's anything else. If I go here, he just takes. So that's nothing special, because takes, he can take. We can take with anything, man. There's nothing. We made 0 threats. Let's take this bishop. And then I probably am going to castle, because that's leaves the pawn hanging. It's probably right to take, though. But then queen takes. But then here. But then here. That would be fun. I get castled. Let's give him one more chance to take the pawn. And then we'd kind of be in like a normal line where, of the Wagon Gambits, if you can call them normal lines, there's not a lot of established theory, but it'd be some line where he played e3 kind of randomly instead of developing a piece. So not upset if he decides to accept now. If you ask a computer, I'm sure I'm doing not particularly well, but I'm just going to keep developing now, attacking this pawn, trying to win back this pawn. This is like usually how you go about it. And there are some fascinating ideas. So for example, bishop e2 takes, takes, takes. I'm already maybe ready with a crazy move like rook to a3. So that's what I'm kind of playing for. A little bit of a trick. So he probably shouldn't take my knight, because if he takes my knight, I might have this rook a3 trick, which would be kind of cool and nifty if we can pull it off. So at this current moment, I'm threatening rook to a3. And if you go here, I can always take the a2 pawn. Let's see if we can get this, sneak this little fastball past the opponent. Wow, he encourages rook to a3. He doesn't see it, obviously. He's gonna force my rook to go to the trick square that I wanted to go to. If pawn takes, we take here. If rook here, we can at least take this. But we can consider taking here first, I guess. I think this is just good for me. I'm probably like doing very well now. And then also, if I'm allowed, I can also consider going here. So, wow, okay. Now I'm going to take this guy. And we'll go into this endgame. And then we'll take everything. So we're obviously going to take this. Okay. Hope my opponent is very impressed with my tactics. And now I'm trying to remember I don't know this exact endgame. Maybe I do. This might actually be... This is something very similar. Um, Somehow this rook needs to have already been over here. There is something missing here. So I'm tempted to go like here, because I need my rook over here, I think. But there's some lines. I need to get my king in. I need to get like this structure probably. Sometimes it's this structure. How do I do it? Maybe, I don't know. Something is just a little bit different. But that's all right. Let's develop the bishop, I suppose. And I think that I'm going to try to put my rook over here and then bring my king in. And then these pawns will play in the center. And a long time ago, I did some analysis in endgames that were just like this. So I'm not like, I'm out of book kind of, but it still feels like something that I've seen before. So let's go. Wait, why is that any good? Puts a pawn on the light square. You fool. All right, I'll copy you. I put a pawn on a light square too. Because I really want my rook over here. And then I want to bring my king into the center. My king is going to come this general direction. I guess your king is going to be coming this way. I considered just for like 1 second, hey, maybe I can play g5 here or something. And just your pawns are on light squares because we got light squared bishops. But I'm just going to do the normal thing, which is to go here. And then, I don't know. I think he's going to be tied down to this pawn. And if I can get to the center first, I'm going to have like 2 mobile pawns, hopefully on d5 and c5. And then this guy is my passed pawn. So hopefully we can use him as a little bit of a distraction. And we'll see how this goes. I would like rook here, king here, king here, pawn here, king here. Those are the kinds of moves that I'm going to play. And it looks like my opponent is going to be doing something like this. And one of the mistakes that I've seen, I've had endgames very similar to this. And like sometimes people just go bloop, 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 and they just run their pawn down and then it's like weak and you take it. I've done stuff to, I guess, prevent my opponent from wanting to run it down because it is already kind of blocked. But yeah, no, seems to be going pretty well. Now my next step is to go here and here and here. And this doesn't faze me too much. He does have like a 4-on-3 kind of thing. But yeah. Ah, okay. Okay. So I can protect my pawn, but then he can take this. Hang on, there's a back rank tactic. So I should play d5, but then he's going to go here. I think that will be fine. Alternatively, I actually can play this, right? And then I'm attacking this pawn. But then does my bishop make any sense there? So I'm considering here, I'm considering d5. I think those are the logical moves. This fails tactically. This also fails tactically. Let's play d5. I understand that he might be playing with e4. After which, I think I take, and then I'm going to go here, and then I'm attacking this pawn. Well, actually, I'm not. Wait, let's think about this. Let's be smart. If I go here, and he takes, and I take, and he takes, and he doot, I cannot take this pawn. So I guess I feel like I have to take. And after he goes here, I'm going to go here. Maybe I have misplayed this. I feel like I have to take. And then I'm going to defend this pawn. And I really need to get my king a square. I guess I see what he's going to do. He's going to go here. And then I can play very boring. Like, if he goes here and I play king f8, then it's probably just a draw. Like, we can trade bishops, and then we can trade for this pawn. This is the same. But this lets me at least stay where I kind of want to be. This lets me play rook a6, because there's no back rank right here. Okay, so I'm happy enough with this. I'm trying to win. I don't know if I should be. It probably is a draw. But I'm trying to win, so I'm not trading the pawns. I need my king into the game. Okay. So I'm trying to get my king a little bit more active than them. So something like this, and then here, and then we can consider trying to get active or do something. So yeah, king d3 would let me push my pawn. And we'll take it from there. This guy, probably not hanging. Although I should be careful. Because if takes, maybe it's not so easy. Maybe he is preparing to go and take this pawn. If I move up now, maybe he takes it, and then he goes here. Seems very, very possible. So I might actually start with this. Let's put a pawn on a dark square. I don't want him to take it. I think that pawn's hanging, so let's protect it. And then we'll bring in the king. Hard for him to stop king to d6, because he can't go here, for example. Hard for him to push his pawn. So I think this move comes. I could also consider playing g5, just, you know, getting the pawns on the right color complex. I will take, and I'm going to bring in my king. Okay. So he's going to, I guess, go for more space on the king side. It's a 2-on-2. I'm not too worried. My next idea is to play c5. I guess if he doesn't stop me, I could come in even more and run this king in a lot. Like, if he doesn't play f4, I don't know, he plays some other move with the king, then we come in. That's not how it goes down. So now this pawn is safe. So now we can activate the rook and bring the rook over here and try to be a little bit more active. So I think this is sensible and increases, improves my position. He ever goes here, how tricky is it? I should be a little bit careful. Feels like my king should go here, but then... Sorry, the rook. It feels like the rook should go here, not the king. Long day. Sorry. a little bit at the sleep at the wheel here. But now I can maybe slip back and try to get the rook active and annoying from behind the opponent. So I'm happy here to be trying to play for a win. I do have here trading the bishops, because if he goes here, I take first, humiliating him. Do I want to play the rook endgame? No, but I will. Yeah, let's go for this. I'm a little bit worried because he might come down here and then start trying to go for stuff, but maybe he falls for a little trick. No, he's been playing very careful and safe. A slightly different game than my first game. We're getting him in the clock now. Now he's confused. I expect that he's going to trade and then play rook to b8 and then come behind my pawns, trying to win these pawns. And it's like, in the meantime, I'm going to be winning this guy. And how much of this will I be able to protect? Not sure if I'm making any sense. Sometimes I feel like I'm looking like into the distance in the position, and I'm not sure if I'm even making sense anymore to the people that are watching, but let's see. Opponent's really thinking about it. I don't know what he thought I was going to play here. Maybe there is like a much better move. He's trying to trade everything. This guy. Come on, man. Come on. Wait, so if I take here... Wait, maybe he is correct. I think I should try to... I should just try to make a draw now, I think. Oh, man. That's really annoying. Because I think if I go here... if we get into... this endgame... he's just going to go here, and then he, like, wins. I think I need to just take and then try to draw. He's just playing for second. It's like playing a risk game when your opponent is only playing for second. Okay. So, too much risk vibes going on. I don't want to trade, because this endgame is not super promising for me. He's got the outside pass pawn, so I need to keep my bishop on. This seems fine. Force the king to move, and then put a pawn on the right color here. And let's see. He's going to go here and here. Whatever. He's very solid. It didn't feel like my opponent ever really wanted to play for a win. He just does whatever is most solid. So what can you do? What can you do? I played an opening where I was like losing. I gave up 2 pawns, and We ended up here. So he's going to go here. That makes a lot of sense to me. Since that move is coming, let's just anticipate it. Let's not let the king come this way, I guess. Would expect that he'll go here now. At which point, then, I can play this move. If he does it right away, I can play here, trying to force the king back. And I need somehow to get my king over here. So let's try that. Right now, I'm covering all these squares, so I expect that he's going to go here and challenge my bishop. But I'm going to try to sneak over to this side and attack his pawn. And maybe there's still something to play for here. Okay. I'm just going to wait. He's very low on time, so I make a waiting move. If he goes here, then I can sneak in. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's go after the pawn, I suppose. He's going to go here, but then I can play here. Keeping the king out. And if he goes here, I go here. And I'm just constantly boxing the king out. I'm not letting him come up. I don't want him to come up and connect to this pawn. So he needs to find some way to, like, challenge my bishop. Hang on. Well, he did challenge it. Okay. And there you go. It took a little bit longer for this opponent to blunder pieces, but eventually they did. And if you want all your opponents to blunder pieces, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and I'll see you guys for the next video.